Hello and welcome to GCS Today here on Channel 21, the program that brings you news and information from Gaston County Schools. I'm Todd Hagans. On today's episode, we talk with Staci Nezezon of Pinewood Elementary School, who is our Gaston County Teacher of the Year. Plus, we find out why Renee Smith of Tryon Elementary School was honored as a community hero by the Atlanta Braves. Joining me on GCS Today is Staci Nezezon. She is a teacher at Pinewood Elementary School, and she is the current Gaston County Teacher of the Year. Staci, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So, what does it mean to be the Gaston County Teacher of the Year?
It is truly an honor to be the Gaston County Teacher of the Year and to represent all of the teachers in Gaston County, to be their advocate. As a former ESL elementary education teacher and teaching virtually, and this year teaching literacy, I feel as though I have a lot that I can share in order to advocate for all of our teachers. But don't get me wrong, I couldn't be here without all of the teachers in our county and all of their support. We have a great group of teachers here, and the collaboration is crucial because we have very dedicated, creative, and talented educators. It is a pleasure to work here in this county.
And I think you make a great point because we do have awesome teachers in Gaston County. So you make a great point. Thank you for saying that.
You're welcome.
So let's talk about your story as an educator. Who or what influenced your decision to become a teacher?
My story actually begins when I was in elementary school. I have always enjoyed helping and serving others. And in elementary school, I remember always wanting to be the teacher helper to help with the calendar or line order or lunch count. Then throughout my middle school and high school years, I became very involved in my church's religious education program and vacation Bible school. So working with elementary age children led me down a path to pursue a degree in elementary education. Then to pursue my degree for my master's in literacy, I thought back to my days of when I was a child. And I'm sure many parents can relate, but when I was sitting at home, a memory that sticks out is when I was sitting at home reading with my parents, and I continued to get stuck on one word in a book that continued to show up. And I just remember my parents saying, we told you what this word was 3 times already. How come you don't remember? So to pursue a degree in literacy and to be able to be the literacy teacher to this day is really heartwarming, to be able to help provide strategies and research-based techniques and approaches that help children to remember so they don't struggle like I did in reading at times.
So let's go inside your classroom. What is your classroom like, and how is your classroom designed to engage students in learning?
First, I think that engagement truly is crucial for student success because they're very focused on what they're doing. So one way that I have engagement to the T, you might say, is I follow Ron Clark's classroom transformation. And a classroom transformation is exactly as it sounds. It is when you transform and change your classroom into a different theme with the decor that matches. So when I taught 3rd grade and we were doing a unit on fractions, I created a fraction pizzeria where when students entered the classroom, they had red and white checkered tablecloths on the desks and tables. There were fake flowers, fake candles, and students were able to dress up in chef hats and aprons. And they were really able to review fractions in a hands-on, technology integrated way to help them prepare for their assessment. But don't get me wrong, that is not something that can be done on a daily basis. It provides a lot of ample planning and preparation for that. So on a daily basis, I really make sure that I know my students and that whatever they're interested in, I make sure that I incorporate that into our lessons and even incentives. Additionally, I really believe that high interest, engaging text engage students and keep them focused and engaged. Some other ways that I provide engagement in my classroom is through hands-on learning, through sand writing letters and trays with sand, as well as tracing sand paper letters, many other tactile, hands-on, multi-sensory approaches. And now that we're actually an A+ school, I am an arts integrated school. I am very excited to integrate instruments and dance and more movement into my instruction as well.
And I think you make a good point that teaching and learning nowadays, it has to be exciting. It has to be engaging. It has to be interesting because students are in a technology world. And so they expect it to be interesting and to fun and to grab their attention.
I agree with you.
So teachers and schools have dealt with the pandemic. I think all of us have dealt with the pandemic. And you mentioned one time about noise and negativity. And it's you try to focus on positivity and putting aside that noise and that negativity. So with that in mind, what advice would you give to parents about the focus for this school year as we still navigate the pandemic?
There are definitely two areas that I would say I would like parents to focus on. And the first is making sure that their child's social and emotional well-being are first taken care of. As a parent myself, I know how crucial and important that is, because if the children aren't welcomed and loved and cared for and their basic needs aren't met, then academic learning will not thrive. So being sure to reach out if you have concerns about your child's mental health and well-being. At the time, our counselors and therapists are wonderful resources at our schools. If you're concerned about academics, we are conducting in the elementary world right now one-on-one socially distanced assessments in reading and math, as well as the iReady diagnostic. So we are gathering a lot of information on your child's academics and starting to create the plans for their individualized learning paths. That's something that you could ask your child's teacher about, because it is something we focus on. Additionally, though, we know how important reading is to a child's academic success as well. So utilize your local libraries. Our Gaston County Public Libraries are full of great texts. So 20 to 30 minutes of nightly reading can also have a positive impact. So I know our car rider line might be getting a little bit longer because it's the beginning of the year and might be taking a little bit of extra time, but they actually say that audiobooks will also help improve students' listening comprehension. So if you're stuck in that line, put in a good audiobook and that will also help. So I hope those are good few strategies.
And I know that you believe that parents play a key role in the success of students.
I do. I believe that parents are our most valued and precious ally. Our collaboration with each other is crucial. We really rely on open forms of communication and gaining insight into each and every single child to help us plan for the best learning environment and needs that they may have.
So, what do you enjoy most about teaching?
What don't I enjoy? The first thing that I enjoy the most is seeing the aha moments when you've been working so hard with students on a different skill or strategy, and they do it independently and they have mastered it, with that look of pride on their face of they knew that they were just able to do it on their own. The second thing that I enjoy most about teaching is when we are engrossed as a class in a great text or a great book or a math lesson or social studies or science topic or concept that is really engaging, that the kids are so enthralled in that the period just ends or the day is over or you have to go to lunch. And when the kids beg and plead for us to continue learning about those things, I think those are the best moments.
So I know that we all set goals. So what goals do you have this year for your students?
The goal that I have for my students is to find something that they are really interested in their classroom, whether it is a math skill, maybe a reading genre like mysteries or sci-fi, or a social studies topic or concept or even science that they're really interested in, start digging deeper into that, because that will plant the seed for lifelong learning and really get their interest in education piqued and excited about learning some more.
And I know that you probably have set goals for yourself. What are your goals for this school year?
As I mentioned before, I believe that parents are our greatest ally, and I believe that relationships with every stakeholder in our schools, students, parents, other teachers, support staff, working really well and having open lines of communication is a goal that I have for myself this year, to continue to make sure that we are doing everything that we possibly can for each student so that they can thrive.
And so I've got one more question for you. This year, Pinewood Elementary has the Teacher of the Year and the Principal of the Year. So is there a secret or something going on at Pinewood Elementary to have both the Teacher of the Year and the Principal of the Year?
I have to say, Mrs. West is the best principal. I mean, we know she won, but she has created a school culture that is extremely family oriented. And we have a lot of creative opportunities for high engagement for our students that really make us unique. We are a great place to be. And I cannot say, I can only say good things about Mrs. West and what she allows her teachers to do, and the autonomy that we have to help all of our students just flourish.
And we have plenty of good things to say about you as well, with what you do to support students and families and to support your school. And we are so proud to have you as the Gaston County Teacher of the Year, Staci Nezezon from Pinewood Elementary School. Congratulations again, and thank you for being with us here today on GCS Today.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're watching GCS Today here on Channel 21. Stay with us. We will be right back.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Joining me on GCS Today is Renee Smith. She is a speech language pathologist at Tryon Elementary School and also selected as a community hero by the Atlanta Braves. Renee, it's great to see you and congratulations on this recognition.
Thank you so much. It is an honor to be here with you, and I look forward to speaking with you about the wonderful things at Tryon Elementary, as well as being a community hero.
So let's talk about being a community hero. What does it mean to be honored by the Atlanta Braves for your work with the Exceptional Foundation of Atlanta?
Yes, the Atlanta Braves Foundation, every year they open it up for nominations for community heroes. And what they look for really are people in the community that are doing things, in their words, that are outstanding and shine a light to people in other communities to possibly look at what they can do in their own communities. And we were honored in a big way by the foundation, and just so excited to spread that.
And we want to explain to our viewers that in 2018, you and two of your colleagues founded the Exceptional Foundation of Atlanta. It's a program that gives opportunities for students with disabilities and special needs, opportunities beyond high school. And
Correct.
so you did that work in 2018, and then in 2019, you moved to the Gaston County area. So you're being honored for your work that you did while you were in the Atlanta area.
Yes, that is correct. Prior to moving back to North Carolina, my hometown, I worked with two special educators, and we worked in the functional life skills program for the 18 to 21-year-old population. And so this honor was looking at a program that we started for those students once they aged out of the school setting. So our program, the Exceptional Foundation of Atlanta, is for young adults with special needs that have finished their school career. And it was definitely an act of love for us to do this. We definitely didn't think it necessarily was the right time or moment for us to do it because we all had to go down part-time to do this. But our students that were leaving the school system, we knew the time was now to help get something in place for them so that their future would be as bright as my own personal children or any other young adult leaving high school ready to conquer the world.
Now, I know over the summer, your principal and your colleagues there at Tryon Elementary, they held a surprise announcement by Zoom for you to learn that you are a community hero by the Atlanta Braves. What was that like? And was it really a surprise to you?
It was definitely a surprise, and it actually happened on the very last day of the school year for us. And so for that many teachers and for Miss Lefevre's to set such a big surprise for me just had me almost in tears. They definitely had a ruse going on that I was to take a newly known coworker home because she needed a ride. And I was like, sure, I can do that. And but they planned it big, and it was just incredible to see so many people stay around school. You know, when we get to that last day, we are ready for a well-deserved vacation, and I just was overwhelmed to see so many of them here cheering me on as they did the Zoom announcement live. It was wonderful.
So with the Zoom announcement, you also got some prizes and some Braves memorabilia, and the Zoom featured their third baseman, Austin Riley. And so they told you that you would be coming to Atlanta, you would go to Atlanta for a game, and you would be recognized on the field at Truist Park. So what was that experience like? I understand that they rolled out the red carpet for you.
They did. Not only did they do all of that, they gave the Exceptional Foundation of Atlanta a check for $5,000, but the actual day was amazing. So they gave us a suite. I'm not sure if you've ever attended a Braves game. Truist Park is a beautiful park, but we definitely had the best treatment. We had a suite for 12. So Lauren, Susan, and myself were all able to invite several of our personal family members and loved ones to be there with us. As soon as I walked into the suite, I saw an official Braves jersey monogrammed with my name on the back, and it was incredible. Food laid out for all of us, and just someone there to take care of any needs that we had. And then we walked down to the field, and they literally had a red carpet, and we stood right in front of the field, and they introduced us to the stands, and it was incredible. Now, you're talking about cameras up in your face. There were these huge cameras, and they felt like they were like 2 feet in front of us. And our host that was with us instructing us said, just ignore the cameras and just wave as if you are the Queen of England. It was crazy and wonderful, all wrapped in together.
Well, I got to see one of your interviews that they did while you were seated in the stands. And it really, Renee, it was a perfect way to recognize you and your colleagues. And it was a perfect thank you to say what you and your organization you have done to help students in the Atlanta area. So again, congratulations on that honor. Now, I want to talk a little bit about your work at Tryon Elementary School and your work as a speech language pathologist. What do you do in your role to help students and to ensure their success?
As a speech pathologist, I am in the school system to be a support for not only my own individual students, but for regular educating teachers, for EC teachers, for families. I am here to be part of that support system that allows all of our students to have equal access to education and support. And so I love that I get to intertwine what I do in so many facets of a student's life. So it's engaging with the teachers, with the families, working directly with students, and just being here to help make sure that we provide the best we can for every one of our students. And obviously, as a speech pathologist, I work in areas of communication, understanding, use of language, articulation, nonverbal students. It's quite exciting that in 28 years, I still feel that my profession is fresh and new for me.
And we can tell that you have it in you, Renee, that you are a person who wants to help students, wants to help families, to make sure that students and children and families have the best opportunities that they can. So I think that is very obvious in your work. So we thank you for that. I know that you probably set goals for your students. So what are some of the goals that you have this year for your students?
Really, some of the biggest goals that I carry for anyone that I work with, whether it's the very earliest in pre-K to kindergarten to all the way through to our young adults. One of the things that I feel that I use as a great goal is one that empowers my students. And that is that I help each student that I work with really be able to talk in their own language and why they're there with me. Because I feel that if we can increase awareness and understanding of what you need, then you become the best steward for taking care of yourself. I cannot expect my students to really get to the point where they are carrying over our goals in individual small group therapy in the big world of the classroom and at home if they do not understand and start hearing and seeing, oh, Miss Renee taught me that I need to listen for this sound. And I know that I make this sound by doing this. So really, my goal is to teach them in their own way of understanding how they become the champion of themselves and making progress.
Now, Renee, you admitted that tennis, not baseball, is your favorite sport, correct?
I did admit that, yes.
Okay, but I think it is safe to say that you are a Braves fan now.
It is very safe to say that Braves are in my heart forever. So yes.
Well, Renee, I became a fan of the Atlanta Braves last summer when we were all sitting at home. You had nothing to do. And so I sat around and started watching baseball and I got hooked. And so enjoying baseball again this year, watching the Braves and cheering on the Braves. So I've got a question that I've got to ask you. Do you think the Braves, do they have what it takes to go all the way to the World Series. They almost made it last year. Can they
Yes,
do it this year?
they can. And you will be very impressed that I know that they have been on a winning streak and they are at the top of their division right now. It still is going to be a battle against the Dodgers, but of course, I believe they have it in them.
Well, I agree with you 100%, Renee. They have it in them, and we look forward to some great baseball watching the Atlanta Braves, and we appreciate the Atlanta Braves Foundation for recognizing your work and the work of your colleagues, and we appreciate everything that you do at Tryon Elementary School to support students and families there, and just keep doing great work, Renee. It's very obvious that education is your passion, it's your heart, and helping students, and you do a great job at it. So just keep doing great things, Renee.
Thank you so much. And I love the focus and the attention that we brought back to North Carolina, because we have students everywhere that can benefit from all of us remembering that their lives do not end when the school door is closed for them for that last time. And so it's just a wonderful opportunity to help remind everyone that we have tons of wonderful young adults and older adults with special needs that still want to be a viable part of everyday life. So we got work to do, fun things happening.
Renee Smith, speech language pathologist at Tryon Elementary School and a community hero recognized by the Atlanta Braves. Congratulations again, and we appreciate you being with us here today on GCS Today.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure.
Thank you for watching GCS Today here on Channel 21. Before we go, we would like to congratulate Stuart W. Kramer High School Band Director Cameron Radford, who was inducted into the American School Band Directors Association. The organization is for band directors whose mission is to promote and enhance quality music programs in our schools. We also want to congratulate the Gaston County Schools Finance Department for receiving the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. The award is the highest recognition given in the area of governmental accounting. And we would like to recognize South Point High School for winning the Wells Fargo Cup for the Southwestern 2A Conference. South Point had conference championships last year in 5 sports, which contributed to earning the Wells Fargo distinction. Stay tuned to Channel 21 for the latest news and information from Gaston County Schools. For GCS Today, I'm Todd Hagans. We look forward to seeing you next time.